whatever story you decide to tell yourself every single day is what it's going to be. And so you can just choose to tell yourself a different story. Exactly what you just said right now. These higher rates are going to push people out. That's going to create more opportunity for me, and use that as the narrative that you're telling yourself every single day. And I guarantee you, better things will happen when you have that type of outlook.
As you know, folks, I put this young man, Mr. Jason Pritchard, on the Mount Rushmore of real estate investors. If you're a follower of my channel, One Rental at a Time, you know that I think the next 12 months in real estate are going to be hard. I wanted to talk to Jason about this and see what he thinks going on, because he's doing a lot more than most. And I wanted to see what he's seeing. So, Jason, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. Yeah, I'm actually curious to hear your input on this one because you're hearing lots of noise right now just on social media, the news, different things. My personal experience for me and my team in our market, we're doing great. We are having very, very strong 2024. So what are you seeing out there? Why are you thinking that things are going to be difficult for real estate investors over the next year?
Oh, this is so awesome. I had no idea. Like, we know we don't prepare for these things. So, if you were to ask me ahead of time, I would tell you that 90% of quote unquote real estate investors, home buyers, it is going to be the hardest 12 months over the next, and I've been doing this 20 plus years. The next 12 months are going to be hard. And I would have said for 10% of folks where I put you, right? The people that do the work, that don't stop, that keep marketing, that do all of this, it's actually going to get easier for you.
Hmm.
So, why is that? I think a lot of people, 90%, are going to look at rising rates. They're going to look at the housing market slowing down, and they're going to get distracted. They're just going to get distracted. And they're just going to sit down. They're going to say it's too hard. They're going to say it's unfair. They're going to say all these nonsense. While the other 10% show up every day, they continually do the work. They're not opposed to writing disrespectful offers. They're not opposed to follow up. They're not opposed to creative financing. And for 10% of us, which I put you and myself, it's going to be the best of times.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking, right? When I look at the masses, they're going to whine and complain and do nothing. And then the other 10% are going to get rich. That's what I see coming.
Yeah, it's everything that you just said right now, I think is the foundation of what we do every single day in our business. And so I think it's important for the people that want to transition into, let's call it that 10% group that you're talking about. It's nothing fancy, guys. It's like, no, you don't have to, there's no magic bullet. You're not doing anything crazy. It's the foundational stuff. What it says on your hat right there, just showing up every single day and doing the work. And you have to fall in love with the process. You have to be okay with getting in the trenches and doing all the things that you just said. That's what we do very well in our company. And that's why I think we're getting some pretty good results this year.
It would not shock me. And this is a pretty bold statement, because you've been crushing it for the better part of a decade. I actually think 2024, because your competition is going to disappear, just freaking disappear.
Yeah.
2024 could be your best year ever.
We're
I mean,
trending like
think
that
about
right
that.
now. Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea you were going to say that. That's awesome. And again, think about this. This is with investor loans at 8%.
Yep.
He just said he's on track to have his best year ever. And it's because he's doing nothing special other than showing up, doing the work, following up. The money's in the follow up. Nobody ever takes a disrespectful offer the first time, nearly ever. The other thing that I think is so important, and this hit me, right? I did WealthCon last week. I went to Grow with Video. Something that I have not done personally is gone to a lot of events.
Yeah.
You just held Deal Champs, which was amazing and very much just a rock star event in the Central Valley. You get in groups of other people. Now, you have paid groups, which I'm not even telling people to do. You don't have to do
Yeah.
paid groups. Just get in groups of other people doing the work. Encourage each other. See that it's possible. Stop talking to your broke ass friends who aren't going anywhere. I mean, goodness gracious, folks.
Yeah, it was a standing theme across every single one of the speakers that we had at our event was the word relationships. We talk about it all the time, and you go to those events with, obviously, I think especially when you're new, it's like, hey, what can I learn? What nuggets of advice can I apply towards my business? And if you can walk away with one or two things that you can apply to your business over the next year or two, I think it's great, but it's really the relationships that come out of those things. And those are the things that have changed my life. I know they've changed your life. And it's another big reason why we continue to be successful as we continue to evolve, go to those type of things, continue to make relationships, reach up to meet new people, and it's continuing to have a positive impact in our business. Going back to the market, one of the things that I'll say, just as we're talking through this, I've never been afraid to evolve in my business, and my business is constantly changing. The exit strategies are changing. What we're doing is changing, and I think that's a big thing that I see with real estate agents and investors that are getting stuck in this market. They're one trick ponies, for the lack of a better word, right? They've done one thing, they've done it very well. The cheese gets moved, and then they can't adapt and evolve their business to that, right? And so I learned that in corporate America, and we've talked about this a lot. It's like our commission structures, our bonuses, they always get changed. The goalpost always gets moved. And I've just learned that just because you've made money a certain way doesn't mean that that's how you're always going to do it. And as soon as you see things adapting, you have to change with those times. So that's another thing that we've done very well this year.
I mean, what we're trying, I hope people see and better yet feel what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And here we go. Here's just a very simple question. Do you, Jason Pritchard, want more or less competition?
Do I want more or less competition? It's interesting. So how do I feel about that? I don't look at other people as my competition. So whether there's more people in the market, less people in the market, I'll be honest, Zuber, I'm indifferent to it, because I know for me, if I focus on myself and I just set the intention of being the best that I can be every single day, I'm going to be fine regardless of what other people are doing. So I don't really care, honestly, man. And now, will it be easier? Now, I'm not dumb. So is it going to be easier if there's less? Of course it will be. You know what I'm saying? And so that's fine, but I don't focus on what other people are doing.
Folks, I am clearly not as evolved as Jason. I will very simply want less competition. My world is easier when there are
Yeah.
less people competing over the cheese or the fish or the house or the thing. Yes, someday, no, it'll never happen. I will never be as evolved as Jason Pritchard. I want less competition. So that's step one. Does higher rates, 8%, 9%, 10%, 12%, whatever it is, if everyone has a cost of capital that is higher, does that bring more or less competition, Jason?
It's going to bring less. If everything is more expensive, where interest rates are higher, we're seeing it right now. There's going to be less. We're already seeing it right now in the market.
Yeah. So again, I'm not evolved like Jason. So I want less competition. Higher rates bring less competition. So what I would tell you, the difference between the 90% and the 10% is we get that. We want less competition.
Yeah.
Higher rates bring less competition, less competitive bids, more follow-up, longer days on market. The junk sits versus getting bid up. You want to know the hardest time for me? 2021, 100 offers, 2 counters, no deals. I promise you, in 2024 with 8% mortgage rates, I will not write 100 offers and get 2 counters. It will
That's right.
be much, much higher than that. Fair?
Yeah. Fair. Definitely fair. We've seen it already now. It's both on the investment side and the brokerage side. I think a lot of the people that got into the business during that kind of crazy frenzy post COVID, they're either getting washed out or they're on their last legs right now. So it's definitely on the investment side, especially when we go, and we're there, guys. I mean, we're making tons of offers every single week. We're going on appointments, we're talking to sellers, and we used to go in and see stacks of postcards on our appointments, right? All the new people would go in, everybody would be doing their thing, right? And now it's just you're not in that same market right now.
Folks, if you're a small time investor, and I'm not confused, very few of us have a desire to be as big as Jason, even few less will get that big.
Yeah.
But if you just want to get one rental property, shoot, if you want to get your first house hack, I want you to feel this. You want less competition. You and I are not as evolved as Jason. We don't have that magic. We want less competition so that we can get a better deal. You want rates at 8, 9, 10. I'm not saying they're going there, but I want you to change your mindset. The 90% look at the rates like it's over. I'll wait. Are you really going to wait till rates go to 6%? You have any idea what's going to happen when
What's going
rates
to
go to
happen then? Yeah,
6%?
it's crazy. Yeah.
Jeez. Crazy, right?
It is. And I love what you said about the mindset piece. I'm big on that. And I feel like whatever you tell yourself, guys, is going to be your reality. So if you feel like, hey, rates are 8, 9%, I'm not going to do any deals, it's not going to work, then it's not going to work. That's just it. Whatever story you decide to tell yourself every single day is what it's going to be. And so you can just choose to tell yourself a different story. Exactly what you just said right now. These higher rates are going to push people out. That's going to create more opportunity for me, and use that as the narrative that you're telling yourself every single day. And I guarantee you, better things will happen when you have that type of outlook.
Folks, at the end of the day, if you don't know, Jason Pritchard, again, is on my Mount Rushmore of investors. He is still giving away endless amounts of information at his website. He is a wonderful follow on Instagram, putting on amazing events like Deal Champs. Jason, where should we send people to follow you?
JasonPritchard.com would be the best place to go to. We just revamped our entire website. So we've got a lot of really cool resources up there for you guys. Everything that we use in our business every single day, we make available for free. Right on the homepage, you can click it. You can download a free toolkit with all those resources. And then there's opportunities to connect with me on there. And then follow on social media. Instagram is probably the best place to follow me for the day-to-day behind the scenes stuff. So you can kind of see what's happening in the market, what we're doing, and what's working. So yeah.
Awesome. Awesome, buddy. Appreciate you. Take care.
Thanks.